Welcome back, everybody. We're here for episode 8 of 7 Minutes in a Bar. I'm Alex P. Taylor.
And I'm Kate Frederick.
And what do you think, Kate? I mean, isn't this an amazing location?
I think it is incredible. I am obsessed with it, actually, to be honest.
I'll also have to say that our outfits are on point with what we're wearing.
Yes.
First of all, we match.
And we didn't even plan it.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. So I got some pink and some light blue, and again, your dress as well, sparkle like a mermaid.
Yeah.
Hence tell us your Instagram handle one more time.
Fitness Mermaid 29.
Yeah, perfect. I'm Alex P. Taylor 1, and of course you can also find us at 7 Mins in a Bar. But we are at Raw right now in downtown Hartford, and we're so excited to be here. We have some delicious drinks and a mini seafood tower, which is actually not mini at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, I hope you can see us behind the tower.
Incredible.
Here. I know, right?
Yeah.
And I have a drink here called Spread Your Legs or Spread My Legs.
Spread Your Legs. Yes.
Oh my God. So this is a delicious one. And what's yours called?
And it's in an adorable glass as well. And mine is called Sex on the Beach.
The raw sex on the beach. Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. And it's got some mango on top of that. It's a really nice version of a sex on the beach as well. All right. So episode 8 is being brought to you by Raw. At Raw, they deface the traditional oyster experience by reimagining it into something more daring. Equal parts fancy and edgy, Raw is the next place to be for seafood. Oh, baby. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
incredible.
Baby. They like it raw at Raw.
Yeah, they do.
For sure. So, today's topic is never give up.
Never give up.
Isn't that a good one?
That is the story of my life, actually.
I feel like there are so many situations in our lives where, I probably can say, you and I know we don't give up.
Never.
Right? Mm-mm. And even though there may be this small iota of a doubt in the back of our heads, I think, tune it out really quickly.
Yeah, I always tune it out. I mean, whenever there's something that I really have my, heart set on and I'm passionate about, I go after it wholeheartedly until I get it. Even if I have to kind of go left, right, up, down, whatever different way, I do not give up. I do not stop until I achieve that.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I can see that in you, and I think that's probably one of the reasons where we knew we would work well together.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember episode 1?
Yes.
God. Episode 1, where we did not have the correct mics,
No.
the music was on in the background, we were using
a lot of
gimbal.
people,
We were using
too.
a gimbal too, which was actually following us, which was also not the best, and we didn't have a light. We didn't have our ring light with us. So we did not give up from episode 1, which actually is hidden because we did not want that to be a representation of what we did. But we didn't give up, and we are on episode 8 now.
Yeah, and we've come so far.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So I wanted to read a quote as we normally do. This is a quote from George Eliot, and then you tell me what you think this quote's trying to say.
Okay.
So it's never too late to be what you might have been.
Oh, I love that.
Right? Isn't that a good
one? Oh my God,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of think about that, as you can always start at any age, at any point in your life. You can always start again. You can always rebuild. You can always, go after what you want, even if it wasn't something you wanted 10 years ago and now it's something you want totally different. You can totally start again and go after it and keep working towards it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I actually, bonus points, have another quote as well.
Okay.
Which, this is by George Bernard Shaw, and it says, "Some men see things as they are and say, why? I dream things that never were and say, why not?"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Why not? Always.
Yeah.
Why not try? Why not do something? Why not, reinvent it? Why not?
It really is a mind frame sometimes, a mindset, right?
It is.
Where if you stick with that kind of feeling of, I am not going to surrender, I am not going to let someone else get the best of me.
Yep.
And, I think I said this before, but I think when someone says no, it makes me want it even more.
Oh my
right?
God, that is so
You know what
mean.
I mean? That's like, that is.
I go after it even harder.
Because there are gatekeepers in life.
There are gatekeepers. There are people that will kind of try to deter you.
Yeah.
You know, just because they're not willing to put the work in, and they're not. So, yeah.
But I also think too, like those gatekeepers though, it's almost like they are protecting themselves from anybody getting close to their position. Mm-hmm. So
yes,
someone higher
true.
up will gatekeep a level, right, for someone to be at, because God forbid you become their competition.
Yeah.
God forbid you outshine their presence. And I feel like I know a few people like that.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
You know, those people
I'm not naming any names.
No, we're not.
I will. No, just kidding. I won't.
I won't let you.
Yeah.
No,
Don't let me.
I do feel like that people don't want other people to supersede them in any sort of a way.
I think that is so true.
Yeah.
They're threatened sometimes by the light that shines from other people.
Yeah.
And it's more convenient to kind of dim the light around that bright star than let it maybe supernova past them.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And I think sometimes that's hindering to the person is the gatekeeper.
Absolutely.
You know, they're never going to get to another higher level of a part if they're not helping others do this.
I think that's a huge thing for me too, you know, helping other people along their journey. Yes. I personally want to always help people along their journey and do the most I can to do that.
Yep.
There are people, though, that do not do that.
Yeah. No, there are people that won't help. There are people that kind of hinder you, you know. I'm the same way. I always love to help people, you know, because everybody's journey is different. So you're not going to have the same journey as me.
True.
You know, we're going to have different journeys. Yes, we're going to work together. We're going to do things together. And there are parts of our lives that are going to be a journey together like this. But
that intersect.
Right, that intersect. But nobody's journey is ever the same.
Right.
So you can't do that to people. You know?
Well, let's talk a little bit about maybe some personal journeys that we're on right now. And I know I can kick this off because I'm on a big one right now. And so I'm excited to share this news with who's listening right now, is that I have for the past year been an entrepreneur. You know, I've contracted work out, I've done social media work, I've created content on Instagram, TikTok for businesses, which is amazing, and I've had a really great time doing it. But in the meantime, I've also appeared on shows like Great Day Connecticut, Fox 61, local lifestyle TV shows, obviously too, the Below Deck thing, Hell's Kitchen, a lot of things that I've done, which I'm super proud of. But during that whole time frame, I've also been working on a cookbook. And it is, of course, a nachos cookbook. Which is tentatively titled right now, Totally Notrageous, which is a mind frame for me. Kind of like a nod to the 80s where you're saying, you know, that's totally outrageous, except it's totally notrageous.
Yeah, I love that. I get it.
And the subtitle is One Chip at a Time, because that is kind of like how life goes, right? So you're like either one day at a time or one chip at a time, but that's kind of like my mentality. But I have been working on this cookbook, writing recipes, doing the recipes on air, you know, posting about them. And you get to a point when you're writing, and I may have done this backwards slightly, where you should actually start with a cookbook proposal to agents. So a cookbook proposal is actually like 80 pages long, or can be 80 pages long if you're doing a very thorough job, which I did. So right now I'm in a position of writing query letters, they're called, where you send that letter to an agent asking if you can send them that cookbook proposal.
Oh, okay.
If the cookbook proposal gets accepted, you send it to them, and, you know, they in turn send that out to publishers. Okay. So that's how a book should technically get published. And, you know, at the same time, you're trying to do as much media and marketing and PR as you can before the cookbook comes out. So this has been now the point where I say, I will never give up on this. Because I read an article that said, for every 100 query letters you send out to different agents, only 2 get responded to.
Oh my God.
Only 2. So that's like a 2% chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to do the percent in my head, what that is.
100.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, and so to me, as I've continued to read literature about this whole process, you know, it says find ways to handle rejection, find ways to deal with the rejection in a way, do something nice for yourself, or, you know, just know there's so many agents out there. You will eventually find your correct agent, your correct partner. It is like kind of trying to find someone to date, you know, where you have to find someone that's going to match you, who understands you, who gets you, and also at the same time wants to support you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I think that's huge.
Yep.
And that was a mouthful from me.
I know, I love it.
But it was a good story,
No,
right?
and I love the story.
True story.
And I love that you're doing this. I think it's inspiring. I think it's amazing. I don't want you to ever give up, because I want to see this cookbook. I want to have it. I want to buy it. I want to use it.
I will say this too, as for anyone who's writing a book or thinking about it as well, once your cookbook proposal gets into the hands of a publisher and it's legit, it actually will take 2 years for the book to come out, because it's a whole other process, right?
Yeah.
So best case scenario, summer of 2027.
Oh, wow.
For me.
Okay, but that's okay.
But think about all the episodes we'll have at that point. Come on, that's amazing.
It'll be totally different.
But I mean, that is the reality of really putting yourself out in the line and trying to be a nationally published author.
Yeah.
Which I've done many adventures in my life. You know, we've done the reality TV, we've done podcasts, we've done local TV. You know, now my next goal, which I will never give up, is to become a nationally published author.
And you'll get there. You'll do it. It's going to happen.
I'm going to fist bump you right now. Yeah. I love that.
Love it.
I love it. So let me turn the microphone over to you.
Okay.
And what is I feel like, can I guess?
Go ahead.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
Make a guess?
Yeah.
2 things.
Oh, I have to.
Okay. Oh my God.
Go ahead.
This would be really weird if I was right on
It
both
would
of
be
them.
weird.
Okay. So I think one of them has to do with like ultimate fitness. Right? So like your body becoming like the ultimate shrine and temple.
Yep.
But then the other part, I want to say, has to do maybe with modeling. Or no, maybe that's one and the same, actually, when your body is...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, or...
Or, do you have another or?
I mean...
Or one more or?
I mean, this could also be one as well.
What
we're doing right now.
This is... Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I mean, why not?
All right.
Let's go with it.
So, first one, you are right with the fitness thing. So, the fitness thing also goes into, and, you know, I won't dive too deep into this, but my ultimate health, too.
Okay. That's huge.
Yeah. For a very long time, I struggled with an eating disorder from, you know, my early 20s, almost like late teens, up until, you know, maybe 7 years ago or so.
Wow.
Where I had a very bad eating disorder, you know, and I pulled myself out of that by myself.
It's huge to share this too, by the way. I mean, especially on a platform like this.
Yeah. And I share it because I want to help other people, you know, and it is not easy thing to share ever. You know, I do touch on it sometimes on my Instagram feed, you know, but it's hard. It's hard to talk about. It's a very private thing for so many people. You know, it was something that controlled my life for a very long time. Like, very long time.
But I will say this, it's so huge talking about it, because you could potentially help someone else who is also going through that. And as I've learned, assume trauma with everyone.
You have to.
You know, any people we don't know could also be doing and having the same thing going on.
Yes.
And so it's huge. And I give you credit for actually, you know, putting that out on the line. Takes a lot to, you know, talk about that. Yeah, it's definitely a difficult thing to talk about.
You know, but again, I hope to help other people. You know, I hope to have other people, you know, be inspired by how I pulled myself out of it, you know, and got to literally probably the healthiest I've ever been in my entire life.
I mean, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel healthy,
That's huge.
within, on the outside, there is a huge difference,
Well,
because you're destroying your body when you're doing that, and when you have like an eating disorder, because you're not nourishing your body.
Well, I love the fact that, this ties in with never giving up, because you did not give up on yourself with that. And you found a way to correct it, to make it better.
Yeah.
And is there maybe some advice that you would give to someone who's going through something like that, where it could be helpful to them?
Yeah, so I think, again, everybody's journey is different with it. There are all different types of eating disorders. But, for me, I did it by myself. But I think that a lot of times, if you start to really look at what is feeding the eating disorder, like mine was, I couldn't control my outside world. So that was the only thing I can control. So realizing that it was more of a psychological thing versus an actual physical, what I looked like, because it wasn't that. So I think maybe going to therapy or talking to someone and starting in that way might help to get you to a point where you can be healthier. Because it really is, a lot of times something more than just how you physically look.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of factors.
It's deeper than that.
I worked with high school students for 10 years of my life.
Oh, yeah.
And, we covered so many subjects in what we were talking about for our monthly meetings that we would have at different schools with about like 300 kids at a time. And there were some kids that were also going through those things.
Yeah.
And I always said this, how incredibly brave it is to talk about it.
Yep.
And how it is actually a sign of strength to be able to ask for help and to say, you need help.
Yeah.
And I that's huge. I can't say that enough, like how strong of a person it makes you when you're able to say, I need help.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if, you just recognize that you need help, that is the first step to, getting better and being healthier, and you have to always realize too, you only get one body. This is all you get.
Right.
So, you have to take care of it. It has to be, not something that you're going to take, for granted. And
I mean, there's so many ramifications come from many things in life, and especially, that is a huge.
It is
for your just overall body as well.
Yep.
But I will say, you are definitely at peak form. I think your Instagram photos and just your overall vibe, I can see, you're working really hard, and you've inspired me to continue to go to the gym and
I love
get on that treadmill every time I go to the gym. And I think for me, just kind of getting to a point where, I'll do 30 minutes on the treadmill.
Yep.
And then I will switch it up and do 2 sets of 3 weights, if that makes sense. So, so if it was, bicep curls, I'm doing 3 sets of those, and then I'm doing another exercise for 3 sets, and I'm getting out of there really quickly. Mm-hmm. Because I think part of my struggle when I was going to the gym a lot was being there for 2 hours. And I was like, wow, that was a lot of time, and it gets intimidating when you think you'll be there for 2 hours, including the drive, I would say.
Yeah.
So when I do something that's super quick and fast, it actually motivates me more to go back the next day.
Yes.
Because you're not spending so much time in there.
Exactly.
Well, what's an average time you're in
the gym?
Yeah.
An hour or so. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't go crazy.
And I think
I don't go crazy
with it at all. You know what you're doing. So that's perfect. And,
exactly.
I think just get there and do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's for a half hour at first, or for anybody that is discouraged, find a way. I think that's huge. Yeah. And don't give up on your body either.
No,
right?
no.
That is,
there's days that you're going to be tired. There's days that are your body's going to hurt. Just keep moving your body and keep doing it, and keep, being mindful of the things that you put into your body too, the things that you eat. That is the best. And don't get discouraged. It is not an overnight process. It took me years to get to this. to get so healthy, to get into the consistent regimen of going to the gym every day. But I enjoy it and I need it. It keeps me healthy mentally and physically.
I love that for you. I do love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that we put in our body, this delicious tower in front of us,
so good.
which I'm like, oh man, we got it. We're going to eat this as soon as we're stopped. We have stopped recording. This is the first time really that I have been continually sipping a drink here as well.
Yeah.
So this is being here is delicious. We are going to probably include in our social.
So good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
love it.
yeah.
And there's mango on the top as well.
I just want, oh my God.
I know, how fun. I feel like we are also going to cover some of the amazing dishes that they have when we're done. So we're going to splice that.
To eat that too.
That's going to be on our social.
Yes. So check that out.
Which will be
check
so
out
fun.
All the beautiful pictures.
And, as we close this one out, I will say this again. Never give up. Don't give up.
Never.
There's so many things in life that we can accomplish.
Yeah.
And if we stay true to the mindset that anything is possible, especially with nachos, I think, as I would say in my cookbook, I would say, yes, we can do it.
Yes,
we can.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can.
And that's the mindset that you have to have.
Yeah.
I can do it. Regardless of what way it gets done, it will get done and I can do it. The positive, always positive self-talk. It will happen when it is meant to happen. And
if you are listening to this right now and there's something that you're doubting, or if there's someone that's in the back of your ear saying, you can't do this, that's not going to work. I would almost say this, if you can't get through the door, try a window. If the window doesn't work, try making your own door.
Yes.
There's so many ways around
Dig a tunnel.
things.
Dig a tunnel.
Let's go through the basement. There's got to be a way to get to where you want to go.
Yes. And if what you're doing is not currently working, then stop, reset, rethink it, and try a different way.
I would say that is 100% what I'm going to continue to do. I know that. I'm not giving up.
No,
I am not going to give up. Well, I'm going to close this out by saying if you'd like to sponsor or host an episode, please contact us at 7minutesinabar@gmail.com. We want to say thank you for listening. You can find us on YouTube. Please subscribe. That's huge. Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart. Maybe you're listening on it right now. We also are on Buzzsprout, which is what originates our podcast for us. This is it's really awesome, and there's opportunities for giveaways when we do new episodes as well. So stay tuned. We will have one if it's not already done for this one. But I'm so excited to try some seafood now.
Me too. I can't wait.